Good evening, Valoria, and welcome to the Crown Chronicle, your fearless beacon piercing through the kingdom's darkest scandal #LS. As night falls, the Crystal Palace trembles under a deluge of outrage, and the capital's streets seethe with betrayal's bitter sting. A bombshell headline has detonated across #Valoria, media catastrophe. Netflix axes £100 million deal with Harry and Meghan amid a firestorm of scandals. The royal couple, already reeling from a relentless onslaught of rumors, now faces a crushing blow that could shatter their reign and their dreams. What sparked this seismic rupture? The Crown Chronicle dives into the fray, stitching together whispered palace secrets, shadowy tales from the capital's underbelly, and a Netflix decision that has left the kingdom stunned. Storm clouds loomed over Valoria's capital, their brooding weight mirroring the turmoil that gripped the monarchy's heart. Mere weeks after the scandalous video that falsely showed Prince Harry in a compromising moment #at the Duskglow Inn, a new crisis has erupted, plunging Queen Meghan and Prince Harry into their darkest hour. The air still carried the echoes of recent controversies, the court's relentless whispers about Meghan's foreign origins, the vicious rumors of a fake pregnancy, and the manipulated footage that painted Harry as unfaithful. Each blow had tested the royal #L couple's resilience, but none struck as deeply as today's news. Netflix, the global media titan, had terminated its £100 million contract with the royals, a deal once heralded as their path to independence and influence beyond the palace walls. The Crystal Palace, usually a beacon of opulence, felt like a fortress under siege as the announcement spread. Tonight, Meghan and Harry had planned to host a grand gala to unveil their latest Netflix venture, a sweeping documentary series titled With Love, Valoria, designed to showcase their vision of a modern monarchy, philanthropy, unity, and reform. Meghan, clad in an emerald gown adorned with pearls that gleamed like teardrops, stood ready to face the nobles, her silver coronet a symbol of defiance against the court's doubts. But the gala was cancelled abruptly, the palace gates barred, and the nobles dismissed with curt apologies. The court buzzed with venomous speculation. Why had Netflix pulled the plug? Was this the end of the royal couple's ambitions? Meghan stood alone in her private chambers, her fingers tracing the edge of a gilded mirror, as she gazed at her reflection. The weight of the crown had never felt heavier. For years, she had battled the court's accusations, her reluctance to embrace Valoria's ancient tess, the cruel claims of a fabricated pregnancy, the video that tore at her marriage. The Netflix deal, signed #Ed with fanfare after their partial withdrawal from royal duties, was their lifeline, a chance to craft a narrative of their own. Its collapse was not due #st a financial loss, but a public humiliation, a signal that the kingdom and the world had turned against them. The press release from Netflix was cold and cutting. Due to creative misalignment and insufficient audience engagement, Netflix #X regrets to end its partnership with the #Her Majesties. But the whispers in Valoria's taverns told a darker tale, one of sabotage orchestrated from within. Harry's absence from the palace only deepened the wound. Reports placed him at the Twilight Haven, a discreet lodge in the Shadow District, meeting with advisors to salvage their crumbling media empire. The court's eyes were messy #less, their gazes slicing through Meghan's composure, as she faced the media storm alone. Her heart pounded, replaying the bitter argument she and Harry had the previous night in their #ambers. She had confronted him about his secrecy, his meetings with Lysera, Vera, and Caliph, all tied to the Starstone, a relic said to bind Valoria's prosperity to the royal line. "You're shutting me out," she had cried, her voice breaking. "The kingdom thinks I'm a FIA'd, and you're chasing shadows instead of standing by me." Harry had left in a fury, vowing to return with answers. Now, those answers seemed buried beneath the rubble of their Netflix dreams. A courier, his cloak soaked from the gathering rain, slipped into Meghan's ambers with a sealed parchment. "Your Majesty," he whispered, bowing low, "Prince Harry requests your presence at the Twilight Haven in the Shadow District. He says it's your gent. A matter of the kingdom's survival. Meghan's breath ca #Ute. The Shadow District again, that maze of secrets where Harry seemed to vanish we #N crisis struck. Her mind flas head to the Duskglow Inn, where Caliph had revealed the traitor's plot against the Starstone, and to the Moonshadow Inn, where Vera had confirmed her pregnancy's truth. Each meeting had deepened her dister #UST, yet Harry's promises to face their challenges together still lingered. The Netflix debacle, however, was a wound too fresh, its timing too #convenient. Was this another secret, or the key to unraveling the chaos? Meghan donned a plain cloak, her emerald gown hidden beneath its folds, and boarded a nondescript carriage that rattled #Hroff Valoria's rain-slicked streets. The clatter of hooves was a relentless drumbeat, each owing her racing thoughts. She recalled the early days of their Netflix venture, late nights crafting scripts, Harry's infectious enthusiasm, her vision of a series that would humanize the monarchy. With love, Valoria was to be their triumph, a blend of history and heart meant to win over a skeptical kingdom. But the Proj CT had faltered, leaked scripts criticized as out of touch, audience metrics deemed disappointing by Netflix executives. Tiggy Court's whispers amplified by a shadowy hand, had turned public opinion against them. Meghan's pregnancy, once a symbol of hope, was now a lightning rod for doubt, and Harry's absences only fueled the narrative of a fractured marriage. The Twilight Haven loomed ahead, its ivy-covered walls lit by flickering lanterns that cast eerie shadows. The lodge, tucked in the capital's underbelly, was a haven for discreet dealings, its patrons a mix of spies, merchants, and Fale #N nobles. Meghan pulled her hood low, her steps swift as she navigated the dimly lit common room, ignoring the murmurs of recognition. She climbed the creaking stairs to the room specified by the courier, her pulse a thunderous roar. She pushed the door open without knocking, her eyes narrowing as she took in the scene. Harry stood by a roaring fireplace, his auburn hair glinting in the firelight, his green eyes heavy with exhaustion and resolve. Beside high #M stood a woman in a Rocol cloak, her silver hair braided tightly, her face etched with the lines of a life spent in shadows. She held a leather-bound ledger, its pages marked with cryptic symbols. Meghan's voice sliced through the tension, sharp and yielding. Harry, another secret meeting. While Netflix dismantles our legacy, and the kingdom calls us frauds. Explain this, now. The woman stepped forward, her movements deliberate, her grey eye #S meeting Meghan's with unflinching clarity. I am Sereth, she said, her V #oi slow and resonant, like the toll of a distant bell. I am no foe, your majesty, but a scribe of the veil, keeper of Valoria's hidden #records. Prince Harry summoned me to cover the truth behind the Netflix collapse. A truth tied to the Starstone and the traitor who seeks to ruin you. Harry moved toward Meghan, his hands raised in supplication. Meg #N, the Netflix deal wasn't cancelled because of our work. It was sabotage #. Sereth has evidence, documents proving someone in the court leaked false reports to Netflix, painting our series as a failure. Meghan's eyes blazed, her voice trembling with a mix of fury and pain. Sabotage. Harry, you were caught on video with another woman just days ago, and now this. The kingdom thinks I'm a liar, my pregnancy a sham, and you're hiding in lodges while our dreams collapse. The Netflix contract's losses was more than financial. It was a #bleacy humiliation, a blow to their vision of a modern monarchy. The court's rumors, the manipulated video, the whispers of her fake pregnancy, all had coalesced into a storm that threatened to drown them. #Sereth opened the ledger, revealing pages filled with coded messages and financial records. These documents, she said, were intercepted from a courier in #he palace. They show payments to Netflix insiders, orchestrated by a high-ranking noble to discredit your series. The trait, or use the video scandal to distract you, to keep you from noticing their moves against the Starstone. She produced a small, etched medallion, its surface pulsing with a faint glow. This is a key to the Starstone's chamber, F hashtag and among the traitors' effects. They plan to destroy the relic tonight, plunging Valoria into chaos. Harry took Meg hashtag Han's hand, his touch desperate but warm. I should have told you everything, he said, his voice thick with regret. After our fight, I went to Sereth, because I suspected the Netful IX deal was being targeted. I didn't want to burden you with more doubt until I had proof. But I was wrong to keep you in the dark. Meghan pulled her hand away, her heart torn between betrayal and duty. The Netflix hashtag contracts collapse, the video, the rumors, they were all weapons wielded by an unseen enemy. You've broken my trust, Harry, she said, her voice low but resolute hashtag. But if Valoria's fate is at stake, we face it together. Sereth's grey eyes gleamed with approval. The Starstone's chamber lies beneath the palace, guarded by traps on why a royal can disarm. The traitor is moving now, we have little time. She handed Meghan the medallion, its weight heavy with promise and peril. Meghan's fingers closed around it, her resolve hardening. The court's scorn, the media's betrayal, the pain of Harry's secrecy, they could wait. Valoria's future, and the child she eyed, demanded her strength. Lead the way, she said, her voice steady despite the storm within. As they left the twilight hashtag Avon, the rain lashed the streets, and the air grew heavy with foreboding. The traitor was out there, their identity still cloaked hashtag in